Welcome to the Muxall Open IoT channel. I am your host, Michael Crane. Okay, so in today's video, we're going to be looking at the button panel PCB version 4. And before we look at version 4, I was going to remind you what version 3 looks like, because version 4 is basically the exact same thing. So, here's what version 3 looks like, and ready? Here you go. Ta-da! Here is version 4. And you might be saying, well, it does look a bit different, and you would be correct, because this has gold in them there traces. I know, that was a stupid joke. Anyway, yeah, so this is ENIG. I think I'm pronouncing that right. It's ENIG. Instead of having the Hazel finish, which is hot air solder leveling, which is basically just a layer of solder laid down on the bare copper, you know, to keep it from oxidizing, it has a layer of gold laid down on top of the copper. And stands for immersion nickel engineered nickel immersion gold, something like that. ENIG. So yeah, that's kind of a big difference right there. Another difference is if you put them side by side, you'll notice they are not the same size. You can see this one's just a tad bigger. And I did that because when you put the nuts for the 3.5 millimeter meat probe jacks on this, the nuts were hitting the faceplate, and so you couldn't really unscrew the nuts. once they were assembled in there, they were pretty much in there forever. That had the added benefit of the nut would never fall off, but if you ever had to service it, it was a real pain. So let's see, what else did I do? Oh, I did move some stuff around. I put a little MOSFET down here for the panel lights down in this corner right here. I forget exactly why I did that. When I do a video on the drawing, and on the PCB layout, we can go look at why I did that. I don't remember exactly why. I just know I got it out of the way for some reason. And let's see, what other differences are on this thing? Well, really, that's about it. When we go look at the PCB layout, you can't really see it in the video, but I put a flood fill around the components right here, and that's to help protect the components, or help shield the components a little more from, you know, ESD type events, and to give the ground a little better flow. Okay, so let's look at the other side. Now here is where there's a big difference, and this big difference was not engineered by me. This was engineered by Seed Studio. And ready? Ta-da! Yes, they took it upon themselves. They liked their ENIG surface finish so much that they decided to remove all the solder mask and silkscreen from the buttons. And that is going to make operating the controller very difficult, having to guess which buttons are which. And which is really funny, I've had these PCBs for, I don't know, maybe a month now, and I never bothered to open them because I didn't change anything. I just assumed that since they'd made them correctly twice before now, that the third time would also be correct. But I was mistaken. So I have opened a ticket with them, and hopefully we'll get it fixed. The problem with these prototyping services is they're so stinking cheap that if something happens, whether it's your fault or their fault, they're probably not going to fix it because they don't really care. My guess is my ticket might get a little bit of lip service, but in the end, I'm probably going to have to order another one. And I'm probably not going to use seed because I don't want to have two sets of button panels with no silk screen on them. So there you have it. I mean, yeah, I'm dead in the water. One of the nice things they did is they put their little manufacturing number way up here in the corner, which is covered up by the faceplate. Whereas before, it was right here, and you could see it in between the meat probe jacks. So that was kind of nice. That was nice. And if you want this not to be on your PCB, that actually cost extra. But I didn't really care. Even down here, it was so buried, no one probably even noticed it. As long as it's not like right in the middle of the PCB, I didn't really care. Anyway, that was the plus. The Enig was a plus. It wasn't that much more expensive. Maybe we can take a look at it. I think I paid maybe $20 extra for 10 PCBs, so maybe $2 per PCB for the Enig finish. And what's nice about it, in case you're wondering why I did this, besides the obvious wank factor, is it helps the components lay down flatter. Now these monster 805 components, and I don't remember what the pin pitch on this is, but it's pretty big. These aren't going to have much of a problem, but on the other PCBs, they will. So anyway, there you have it. I hope you liked this video on this quick overview of the version 4 button panels. If you want a more in-depth talk of how these button panels work and how they are laid out, look at the video for version 3. I go into more detail of where everything is. And yeah, that's it. See you later.
Don't forget, you can support the Muxall Open IoT channel by donation using a credit card and PayPal, or by purchasing products at the Muxall store. Details and links are in the description under this video. Well, that's it for this video. If you liked the video, give it a big thumbs up, that helps, and hit the subscribe button, that really helps. If you have any questions or comments, post them in the comments under this video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.